Yes. Uh, Thank you, Pallavi, and thank you to Team Lee Spiritus for this insightful webinar. I'm really thankful to them for inviting me as a speaker. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, Jyoti, yes, you can start.
Thank you, Satyavai. So I just received a message that our video quality and audio quality is poor. I can understand there are some network issues, and we'll try to improve that. So for now, if I'm audible and visible, I will delve into this particular topic. So today we have the topic crafting legal excellence, research, writing, and publishing. Before we delve deep into this particular topic, I must tell you that research, writing, and publishing are the different sides of the same coin. Like if you are writing something, you must research for that. And if you are writing something very insightful, then it is a corollary that you have to publish that particular piece for the knowledge of entire audience and entire readers. So the first thing is we have to see how you people are going to research on a particular legal topic. So with that, we'll start the first slide. Satyabhai, I hope the slides are visible in the screen.
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So there are basically two broad types of research in any discipline, not only in legal research, but also in any discipline. So the first type is doctrinal and the second type is empirical. As the name suggests, doctrinal legal research involves researching on the legal issues and develop legal theories basing on the existing legal principles, rules, statutes, and case laws. It simply means that you do not create anything extra. You do not collect data from the field or from the ground. You only collect the case laws, the principles, rules, and statutes that are already existing in the legal academia or in the legal sphere. For example, I have given an example here in the slide. If you people find this insightful, you can also take screenshot of the slides. If it is helpful to you, then I will be happy, more than happy. So first example is study on the power of the Supreme Court under Article 142 of the Constitution of India. So recently, you people must be knowing, there is a case law from the Supreme Court of India, where the Supreme Court, a division bench of the Supreme Court, directed the Honorable President of India to consider the referred bills within 3 months. So it raised many questions about the use and misuse of Article 142 of the Constitution of India. So as legal students, researchers, if you people want to do some research on Article 142, you people need not go to the ground level. You need not interview or make any survey to assess the use of Article 142. You people have to go through the case laws, the existing case laws, the rules and statutes. For example, in Visaga was the state of Rajasthan. I must tell you, you people must be knowing that particular case, very famous case law from the Supreme Court of India. It was given in 1997. Supreme Court used this particular article to issue a guideline as to how to deal with sexual harassment at workplaces. So there are so many cases where the Supreme Court has used Article 142. So in doctrinal research, you have to find out the case laws, the relevant case laws, the rules and statutes, and you have to study them all to summarize whatever finding has been arrived by this Supreme Court or any other court. And after that, you can also study the existing legal papers, research papers, articles, so as to know what are the existing legal literature. Because the objective of research is not only to do something like research, but also to contribute something to the legal academia that is not existing, already existing. If something is already existing, there is no point in rewriting that particular thing. Students often do this particular mistake, that they only read out the articles and paraphrase certain portions of the article and then prepare their own research paper. That is not the right way to do that. You have to read all the research papers, but you do not have to copy or paraphrase that. You have to critically assess them. You have to find out the gaps where there is no research or there is no literature. Then you have to research on that particular topic and write something new. Then comes the empirical research. So in empirical legal research, it is different than doctrinal legal research. As I discussed, in doctrinal legal research, you only have to find out the legal principles, statutes, and case laws that are already existing. But in empirical legal research, you go to the field, you go to the real field. Like for example, I have given the use of Right to Information Act 2005. So as we all know, this particular act has ushered in a lot of transparency in all the systems across the departments and across the government. So if you want to know what is the true effect of a Right to Information Act on the ground, then you can make a survey. You can use a Google form. It is the simplest of tools. So you can use a Google form. You can circulate it among the stakeholders, and you can ask some questions. You can make questionnaire and ask some questions as to whether Right to Information Act has been truly held in ushering in transparency in the system, or whether it is an IVAS and there is no effect of this act and it is just another useless act. Second thing, I have also given an example: Transgender Persons Protection and of Rights Act 2019. So as we all know, the Supreme Court has given a judgment in 2014, Nalsa versus Union of India. So in that particular judgment, the Supreme Court said that the transgender people have also the fundamental right to life, and they have also the right to live with dignity. To give effect to that particular observation of the Supreme Court, the government, the parliament enacted Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act 2019. So in this act, there are so many provisions to uplift the transgender people. But if you want to know that whether this act has truly introduced something new or something useful to benefit the transgender population of this country, then you have to do an empirical research. You cannot do doctrinal research, because without talking with those people, those stakeholders, those transgender people, you cannot know what is the effect of that particular act. So it is the basic difference between doctrinal and empirical research, that in doctrinal research, you have to analyze only the existing literature, and you have to find out gaps and write on that. You can do this particular kind of research in a library-based system. But in empirical research, you cannot do library-based research. You cannot confine to a library-based research. You have to do some library-based research, but in addition to that, you have to go to the ground to see what is the effect of the acts or a particular theory or any law. So this is the first thing. So in this segment, I want to take some questions. If you people have any doubt as to whether as to what are the differences between empirical and doctrinal research, then I will try to address those questions. Is there any question? Please raise your hand if you have any question. We can take questions segment by segment. There is no problem. Yes, I can see a hand from Neha Patidar. So can we take the question, Satyabhai?
Sir, we will keep.
Actually, Jyoti, now in the meeting, we didn't allow anyone. He can actually post that question in the chat box, and we'll take care of that in the
Okay.
end. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I request Neha to post the question in the chat box. So after the presentation, yes, Rahul, I can see also your hand. So you can post your question in the chat box, and after we end this particular slide presentation, we can take the questions. I will be able to answer your questions in a more organized manner. So please use the chat box. Okay. Then we can go to the next segment. So in legal publications, there are several types. Many people think that legal research is only confined to research papers or articles. That is not the case. So in legal publication, there are so many types of publication. If you delve more into these kind of publications, you will find it more interesting actually. So the first thing that is unconventional and probably the most underrated form of publication, I have highlighted it as one of the most underrated form of publications because in LinkedIn, we do not post frequently. LinkedIn are used as a forum or a platform to celebrate our success, but that is not the case. LinkedIn is a very useful platform where you can get a lot of knowledge about legal research and also the legal academia. So I must tell you my personal experience. I have used LinkedIn in a very productive manner. So whenever I get some question or whenever I find something interesting, I always share that particular uh, thing in LinkedIn. So you can get so many people in the legal circle and the legal fraternity who usually and frequently post on LinkedIn. So whatever you are doing research on, you people can actually post on LinkedIn. How to write on LinkedIn and what is the benefits of LinkedIn, I will definitely share with you in summary. So in LinkedIn, there is no editorial policy. So it is a wide platform where you can write anything. There is no editorial board to actually censor your writings. So you are free to write whatever you want to know. And if your article is interesting in the LinkedIn profile, then people will definitely get into commenting upon it, to react on it. So they will know that you are doing research on something, and you will also get the recognition that you recognize it. But in other types of publications, there is an editorial board. So whatever you are writing, it is not certain that you will get published. So there is certain restrictions in other kind of publications. LinkedIn, you can write anything and you can also get traction if that is interesting and if that has some substance. Then we will come to the legal blogs. I will explain all these things: legal blogs, law columns, research papers, articles, case comments, and lastly, dissertation and PhD thesis one by one. So the first thing we'll come to know that how to write a poster paper. So people always remain in dilemma as to what to write in a poster paper, especially a research paper, what to write. So the first thing is recent developments in law. For example, I have already explained you the recent judgment in Article 142, use of Article 142, that the President has been given direction by the Honorable Supreme Court of India to consider the bills, referred bills, in 3 months time limit. So this is one of the major legal developments of this country. You can take a cue from these recent legal developments, and actually you can actually build on that. You people have to find out case laws relating to that particular provision, Article 200. And apart from this, you can also focus on all other legal developments, recent legal developments. Like the Supreme Court in December said that bulldozer action is illegal. You cannot raise the House of Common People for illegal acts. Rule of law has to be upheld, and demolition of houses is not legal in this country because fundamental rights of people are there. You have to respect their fundamental right. All these things are legal developments, recent legal developments. Apart from that, I can also give you another example like Waqf bill, Waqf amendment bill. Recently, we have seen the parliament has passed. So you need not only confine yourself to recent case laws, but also you can take a cue from recent legislations, amendments, and any other statutes, rules like Right to Information Act rules, and also information and technology rules. There are so many contentious rules. You can read those rules and can take inspiration from those rules. And also, if you find any gaps or find anything which should not be there in the law, you can comment upon that. And by that way, you can get the content of your article. The second thing is historical and legal events or judgments. I have seen so many publications revolving around historical events. Like this year, last month, we completed 52 years of Kesavananda Bharati judgment. As you people must be knowing, in 1973, the Honorable Supreme Court of India, a bench of 13 judges, gave a very landmark judgment, the most historical judgment of Indian democracy, where the basic structure doctrine was laid down. So if you people find this particular historical event interesting, you can delve more into this particular topic. You can have some resources which explain this particular judgment, and after that, you can write your own research paper on this. Third thing is recognizing legal mavens, like contribution of Justice Hansraj Khanna. You people must be knowing there is a case called ADM Jabalpur versus Sirkan Shukla. It is a very important case of our constitutional journey. Because in that case, the majority of the judges, a 5 judge bench, in 4:1 majority, said that in emergencies, in national emergencies, fundamental rights of people, including Article 21, can be suspended. But only Justice Hansraj Khanna said that the fundamental rights of people cannot be suspended, especially Article 21 can never be suspended even in emergencies. So what is other contributions? What are the other contributions of Justice Hansraj Khanna? You people can study on that, and not only Justice Hansraj Khanna, you people can study about the contributions to the law by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice Y.V. Chandrachud, Justice V.R. Krishnaya, Justice Vivian Bose. There are so many legal mavens. Also, you can study the contribution to the law by different legal authors, like Sirvai. He has written a treatise on the Constitution of India. So you can read and write about them. That are also coming under the this legal research, and you can also publish about them. Then recommending changes in existing laws. For example, I have given change in collegium system of appointment of judges, a change in appointment of chief election commission. So there is some contentious development in law, like appointment of CEC in 2023. The Supreme Court of India said that the Chief Justice of India must be included in the panel, which is actually recommending the appointment of next Chief Election Commissioner of India. But that particular recommendation was overcome by the center by legislating a particular act which excluded the Chief Justice of India. So you people can also write about that. You people research about the existing modalities and the laws about appointment of Chief Election Commissioners. And also you can also comment about the collegium system. You people know that recently we had a very contentious case where some corruption allegations were leveled against a sitting judge of Delhi High Court. And that also created a lot of controversy about this collegium system. So you people can write about that. And then comes critiquing judgments. Like I just explained, there is a majority judgment in ADM Jabalpur which says that in emergencies, Article 21, the right to life also gets suspended. Please read that particular judgment, and not only that judgment, but like judgment like Sabrimala case, Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala, and recent cases like homosexuality cases on homosexuality, Navtesh Singh Johar. All these cases are contentious issues and contentious cases in constitutional law. So you people can critique, right, critical pieces on these judgments, and especially the majority judgments. Then comes, as I said, that LinkedIn is most underrated platform where you can actually publish and get recognition. How to keep your post on LinkedIn relevant and popular. The first thing is write on contemporary issues. As I have already said, you always target the contemporary issues. Then comes the next step, like how to write that particular post after identifying a contemporary issue of contemporary relevance. How to write that particular post. The first thing is try to keep the post as small as possible. It is not the same thing about research paper. In research papers and case comments and other types of legal research, you have to make your writing a little longer. But in LinkedIn post, always try to be crisp and brief. As small as possible, it is always best to keep your post as small as possible. Then comes the sentences. Keep your sentences small and use more paragraphs. If you are trying to write something uh, which takes more and more words, then use more paragraphs. Don't uh, make a single paragraph running through pages and pages. Use more paragraphs, small paragraphs. And then, most importantly, use simple and easily understood words. Don't show your English knowledge in LinkedIn. That is not good for anyone. And strictly avoid legal verbose. Then comes what is research paper. I know people are most interested in understanding the modalities to write a research paper. So research paper is a scholarly writing which explores a specific legal issue or theory in depth. So unlike other modes of publication or other kinds of publication, research paper is quite different. As I have highlighted here, the research paper goes as long as 5,000 to 7,000 words and even more in some cases. So it is not confined to doctrinal studies. It is one of the most meritorious position of legal research paper that you do not have any need to confine your research to doctrinal studies. You can combine both doctrinal and empirical study in your legal research paper, or you can also base simply on empirical studies or also on simply on doctrinal studies. There is a lot of liberty while writing a legal research paper because it involves all pervasive research, analyzing along with well-supported legal arguments. Uh, this is one of the most important feature of legal research that you have to back your argument by well-supported legal authorities. Like if you are saying that marital rape is not unconstitutional in India or unconstitutional in India, then you have to put a footnote or you have to give an authority that yes, marital rape is not illegal in India because there is no case law in our Indian legal system. There is no case law. There is no provision which makes makes marital rape a crime. But you can also, having said that, you can also cite the judgments of high courts like Karnataka High Court or Delhi High Court, which have partly said that marital rape is also a crime. So whatever you are writing, always try to give some authority to give backing to your research. So after research paper, then we come to legal blocks and columns. This is one of the most interesting parts of this slide presentation because I usually write blocks and columns for life law. So as I have been introduced as a legal principal, legal correspondent for life law, I must tell you that on a daily basis, I have to write legal blocks and columns. So whatever you are seeing on live log, that is a type of legal blog. As I have said here, that legal blog is an articulate presentation of existing legal affair. Like if there is a judgment from Honorable Odisha High Court, then you have to write whatever has been held in this particular judgment. Legal blog does not necessarily involve the opinion of the author. Like if I am writing something on the judgment given by the Honorable High Court of Odisha, then I have to, in a legal talk, I have to explain whatever is held by the Honorable High Court of Odisha. There is no need to give my opinion. So in most of my articles, you people must be knowing that I do not write my own or individual opinions in live law. I only summarize whatever has been said by the Honorable Court in that particular judgment or order. It may not contain any suggestion or recommendation or criticism. I do not necessarily criticize whatever has been said by a judgment because that is not the work of a blog. Legal columns add something different from blog, though they are similar and their word limit is also similar, like 1,000 to 1,500 words. But those are fundamentally different because in legal columns, you can have your opinion, you can present your opinion, but every opinion should be backed by reasons. In legal blog, there is no need to make any opinion. But in columns, it is necessary that you make some opinion. Like if there is a law which is not, according to me, a constitutional one, then I have to say that it is not constitutional. And for saying that it is not constitutional, I have to give some authorities. Like in judgments, I can cite some judgments. Like it is not according to Article 14, Article 16, or Article 19 or 21. I can also give some authorities like judgments of High Courts and Supreme Court to back whatever I am saying. So the fundamental difference between legal law and column is legal law summarizes what is the law, and legal columns does not confine itself to summarizing the law, but also opining what can be improved, or any suggestion and recommendation can also be included in these columns. Okay. Then we come to legal article. I have seen many of my colleagues often get confused between a legal research paper and legal article. Though these are similar, but actually they are not the same. So legal, I have written here for your convenience that a legal article stays in between a legal column and a research paper and borrows some characteristics from both. I have said it is between legal column and research paper because a legal column I have to give my opinions. But in a research paper, I have to give my opinions that is legally valid. I cannot say anything in wind. I have to say everything which is backed by law and which is backed by legal reasoning. So in a legal article, it is a short form of research paper basically, but I have to say everything. In a research paper, I do not give my own opinion. I can give arguments, but not my opinion, my personal opinion. But in legal article, you can give your personal opinion like legal columns, but you have to give reasonings like research paper. So it is a blend of both legal column and research paper. I can give my opinion, I can criticize anything, but for criticizing that particular piece, I have to give reason, and not only reason, but also law. So legal article is different from legal research paper and legal column. Then comes case comment. I always encourage people to write more case comments because it is probably the shortest form of publication, conventional publication that you can have, because the word range is between 1500 to 2500 words, and it is most interesting because it bases upon recent case laws. It is not an analysis into any legal controversy or any theory. It is distinct from research papers and columns because case law only focuses on case laws. For example, I am not in agreement with the judgment of the Supreme Court in N.E.T Johar versus Union of India. I say that whatever is held by the Supreme Court of India, like constitutionalizing homosexuality, partially striking down Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, that is not in accordance with the in accordance with the Constitution of India. For saying that, I can write a case comment. So I have to revolve around that particular case. I cannot refer to any other research paper or any other thing. I have to comment on that particular case only. So it is different from other kind of research. Then comes how to do research. People say that we are interested to work on this particular topic, but we do not know how to get resources and how to conduct research on that particular topic. So first thing that you have to read the existing laws like statutes, rules, bylaws, standing orders. You have to read all those relevant informations. So, for example, I said, first of all, I gave the example of recent judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, where precedent has been ordered by the Supreme Court. So, the relevant provision is Article 200, Article 142. And if you find something relevant rules, then you can also go through that. I have here given an example. If you people are researching something on transparency, in governmental actions. You can read the Right to Information Act, RTI rules, or if you people are interested in taxation law, you can also go through GST rules. If you get something interesting, a recent development, which is something interesting for you, then you can go through these rules and acts and statutes. And after reading those statutes and laws, then you come to the relevant case laws. That should be the sequence. You should not directly jump upon the case laws. You have to read the relevant statutes, the provisions, then come to the case laws. Use platforms like DGSCR, Indian Canon, and websites of high courts and supreme courts. And apart from that, you can also read live law, Varanvens, SSC, Manupatra, etc. So I want to show you people the use of these fundamental and basic uh, legal engines. I always get queries from my juniors that though we are interested to uh, get to know, we are interested to know about the case laws and we are interested to download them and read them, but we do not know how to access them. So, for the convenience of all the audience, I will show you how to use the platforms like DGSCR, Indian Canon. I will briefly show them. So, before showing them and sharing my screen, my browser, I will take the permission of the organizer. So, Satyabhai, can I do that? Is any coordinator present from the organizing team? Can I share my screen, my browser screen, for the convenience of the audience?
Sure, Jyoti, you can. So, sorry, I was not there. Sure.
Okay. Okay, right, no problem. So I'm sharing the screen. Just give me a moment. I'm sharing the screen. So is my screen visible? The SCC page.
Yes, Jyoti, it's visible.
Okay, right. So you people can see here that whenever we get into SCC Online, that is a wonderful tool for legal research. You get all these uh, features research like word search, find content by section. So if you know a word like confession or extrajudicial confession, so you can directly put the word here, use this feature, word search, and you can put that particular word here and get the search result. If you know any section, like section 27 of the Indian Evidence Act, leading to discovery, or section 32 of the Indian Evidence Act, that is about dying declaration, or you want to know something on a particular article, like Article 136 of the Constitution of India, like say, special lead jurisdiction of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. You can put that section here or article here, and by putting that section or article, you can get all the relevant cases from that article. I will show you. I will demonstrate the process, but before demonstrating, I am just summarizing whatever is available in SCC. Then by citation, you people must be knowing in legal cases you will find a citation followed by the case name, like Keswananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. Then the citation is All India Report, 1973 Supreme Court, 1461. So this is the citation. Citation in gist we can say it is that particular part of the legal report where we can find that case law. So if you know the citation and the page number, then you can always find the case law. Then by party name, as I said, Keswananda Bharati, I can put the name Keswananda Bharati here, and then I can also get the judgment, entire judgment from this feature. And these are things also by topic, words and phrases. These features are also there. But the most used features are these four, like by word search, by section, by citation, and by party name. Now I am demonstrating you how you can use SCC Online. By word search, if I want to know something about dying declaration, I want to know what is the existing law of the Supreme Court of India or High Courts on dying declaration. I simply put dying declaration and here are my results. So here in the left side of the screen, you can see there are nearly 1080 words, 80 judgments where the term dying declaration has been used. And here there is small notes. These are small notes or headlines where I can get the gist of cases. Like in state of UP versus Bhirfal. These are the things that have been held by the Supreme Court about dying declaration. If I want to know about only those cases which have been decided by the Supreme Court of India and not by any other court, then I have to choose this option. I have to click on Supreme Court judgments option. So whatever case will be shown, that will be of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Here you can get the list of cases about dying declaration, which is only confined to the Supreme Court judgments and not of the High Courts. I am from Odisha and my parent High Court is Odisha High Court. So if I want to know about dying declaration and the principles that have been laid down by the Honorable Odisha High Court, then I can use this feature. By scrolling down this particular slide, I can get Odisha High Court judgments. I can click on that particular segment where it is said that Odisha SC judgments. So here are the judgments, about 242 judgments where dying declaration has been discussed by the Honorable High Court of Odisha. So these are the features that I can use for getting my relevant case laws. So similarly, if you want to know how to find case laws by citation, then comes this feature. So as I told you people, the citation of Keswananda Bharti was the state of Kerala. I know that is reported in All India Reporter. So I can type AIR SC. So the citation is AIR 1973 and the page number is 1461. So I just typed out the citation and I click get citation. Let's see if I get my desired case result or not. So here it is shown that there is one judgment. Yes, I got my case law. That is Keswananda Bharti versus State of Kerala. By clicking on this particular hyperlink, I get the full judgment, the entire judgment. So if you know the case citation, like in Justice Case Puttaswamy versus Union of India, the 9 judgment said, right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21. The citation is 2017 10 SCC 1. If I put that particular citation here, then I can get the entire judgment. So here are the interesting features of this particular SCC Online. So I will not take more time in SCC Online. I will show you other platforms like DGSCR, the Honorable Supreme Court. Okay, there is some system lags. Kindly bear with me. So DGSCR, if you people want to know about cases from the yesteryears, or if you want to get the original Supreme Court reports where the cases have been cited or cases have been reported, then you simply put DGSCR, DIGISCR, Digital Supreme Court Reports. So in this feature, I can get all the reported judgments of the Supreme Court. So for example, you use this particular feature, search. Here you can see a lens where it is written search. Click on search. Here if you know the names of petitioner or respondent, please put that name. I want the judgment in ADM Jabalpur. I put ADM. Sipkan Sukla. I can simply put Sipkan Sukla because the opposite party was Sipkan Sukla. If there is no result, then you people know that there is a spelling mistake. There is a spelling mistake, so let's try another case. Nafte Singh Johar.
So,
You can get
sir, I think
yes.
you're not able to share the screen.
Okay. One second. I'm trying to share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Now it is visual.
No, sir.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to resolve the issue. Is it now visible?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. I think there is some technical problem. Just let me know if it comes to the screen.
Sir, it's visible now.
Okay. Thank you. So in DGSCR platform, the website is quite simple. If you have to put only DIGI SCR. So I got a comment that SCC platform is paid. Yes, I know it is paid. So all people cannot use that particular platform. That is expensive as well. So in DGSCR platform, you can get free judgments. It is the portal of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, where you can get all the reported judgments free of cost. There is no subscription fee or anything. So by putting DGSCR and website, you get this interface. So here in this particular part, petitioner or respondent, I want to get the judgment of Nafte Singh Johar. I typed Nafte. Here I get the option. Yes, Nafte Singh Johar. I clicked search. Here is my judgment. So if you want to, sorry, if you want to download the judgment, click on PDF. Here below you see there is an option PDF. So only click on that option, you get the entire judgment. So it is the official report of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So you can use this particular report in every court of law. Like SCC Online, it is also authentic. Authentic. There is no question about it. It's authenticity or malware. So you can use this particular document in every court of law. You can download this document. Okay. So it is about DGSCR. Now come Indian Canon. I know every one of you must be knowing about this platform. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So you people must be knowing about this particular feature because Indian Canon is free of cost and it is most popular. Whenever you people do not have any subscription of any paid websites like SCC Online or Manupatra, you can simply use Indian Canon. But there is some issues of authenticity and acceptability. Most of the courts in India do not use Indian Canon. Like there is some spelling errors, there are some editorial errors for which the courts do not use websites like Indian Bar. But apart from that, if you want to know about some cases or their case number or details, you can always use Indian Bar. So if I want to know something about Article 21, I just put Article 21. Always keep your keywords simple, short, and crisp. Never write like what is the ambit of Article 21. Do not write like this. You will get very irrelevant answers. Those will you cannot use those results effectively. So always put short words like Article 21. I want to know about Article 21 and right to privacy. Then Article 21 and right to privacy. There is no need to write a simple paragraph or a sentence. You just put the keywords and you will get your results. Here, I can get the results. There are so many cases from different courts of India. So if you want to know about only the Supreme Court cases, here is the option. In the left side of the screen, you will get the Supreme Court option. So here, there are so many judgments and right to privacy. So if you want to know what is the most recent judgment of the Supreme Court of India on right to privacy, here is a tab called relevance. In relevance, you use most recent. So in 15 April 2025, the Honorable Supreme Court of India in Pinky versus State of Uttar Pradesh gave a judgment where right to privacy word has been used. So I got this judgment as the most recent one on right to privacy. Likewise, you can get the most relevant one by using this tab. So here the cases, the most known cases, Suresh Kumar Kosal, Kosal Kishore, K.S. Puttaswamy. These are the landmark cases on right to privacy and Article 21. So these are very simple features. You can use this particular website for getting the judgments. I just click on that, view complete document. If you want to download that, just click on this feature, get this document in PDF, and you can download the entire judgment. And apart from that, I will also show you how to get judgments directly from a High Court website. Like I am from Odisha High Court, I will demonstrate you how to get a judgment from Odisha High Court. I have to type out the website of Odisha High Court. So before that, I just want to confirm whether my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, it's visible. Visible.
Okay. So here you can get case laws. In this right screen, you get a tab called case status, cause list, orders, and judgments. Just click on that, click proceed. Probably the server is slow, so I'm not getting the desired result instantly. Yes, it is here. Yes. So if I click on that case status tab, I get this particular screen, this particular interface. So here, there are so many features. If I want to download a case log, I have so many options. Like if I know the case number, then well and good, I can put the case number and get the judgment instantly. If I do not know the case number, I know the bench. Like for example, Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu or the Honorable Chief Justice of Odisha High Court has given a judgment. I can use this feature, judge wise. If I click on this feature, I get another screen where the judges, name of judges have been mentioned. You just simply put the judge name and you will get all the judgments given by that honorable judge. And then comes order date. If you know the judgment is given on 2nd May 2025, just put the date. You will get all the judgments that have been given on that particular day. Then comes party name. I know there is a landmark case on Mr. X. So I know if Mr. X is a party to that case, I just simply put Mr. X, then I will get all the judgments that is with the name of Mr. X. All these features are there. You can simply use these features to get judgments free of cost. It is not, there is no need to have any subscription. You need not pay anything. These are free of cost features and it can be used by any citizen without any uh, hassle, without any difficulty. So these are the platforms that you can use for research. So I do not want to extend it further. I explained how to use SCC. I also explained how to use DGSCR and Indian Canon and High Court websites. These are enough for getting case laws, and there is no need to have uh, any subscription-based platform only to get the desired case laws. You can use DGSCR free of cost. You can use Supreme Court website free of cost, and you can also use the High Court website free of cost. I must tell you, there is no subscription fees, and always judges, honorable judges, encourage people to download all these judgments and to use all these judgments. Then I present again my window, my PPT. We'll come to some important segments of research. Then I will wind up and take your questions. So is my slide visible? Can anyone please confirm?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So we are done with the second segment, the second point, how to search relevant case laws. Then comes how to read all the literature available on the issue. There is a platform called Google Scholar. You just put this particular Google Scholar on Google, you will get a portal. And by just using that portal, you can get all the relevant articles on that particular topic. For example, if I want to know something about right to be forgotten, I just put this Google Scholar on my Google tab. Then I will get another platform like Indian Canon. Then I will put right to be forgotten. I will get all the scholarly articles in that portal. Then comes Hen Online. Hen Online is actually a paid platform. So I will not recommend you to use this particular platform if you are not having any subscription. Use Google Scholar widely. It is free of cost and you will get important articles from Google Scholar. And if you want to know about the literature or any research paper that have been published by different journals, you can get UGC care listed journals. Just type out UGC care listed journals. You will get a list of journals which have been approved by UGC, the University Grants Commission. So the journals which have been approved by the University Grants Commission, those are authoritative pieces. You can use those journals for further research, and you can blindly believe whatever written on those articles because those are peer reviewed and those are actually reviewed by top law professionals of this country. Then comes where to publish. As I have already discussed, there are several types of publication. First comes the law columns and logs and research papers and case comments that I have explained. If you want to publish some law columns, your opinion pieces, then you can send your articles to Live Law, Bar and Mails, and newspapers like Indian Express and The Hindu. They usually publish opinion pieces on critical legal issues. Live Law, you can get articles, number of articles written by top legal professionals and also by students like me. So you can get your articles published in these portals. If you are writing some opinion, if you are critiquing some judgment, or you are having some opinion on a particular legal development like what of bill, you can get published by these platforms. But there is no guarantee of publication. You have to write up to that level and it should be accepted by the editorial policy and editorial board, then you will get published. You can use these platforms. Always try to get published in Live Law, Bar and Mails, Indian Express, The Hindu, and There are their email addresses, their respective email addresses are mentioned in their websites. You simply visit their website, you will get the email address where to send those columns for publication, and then use that particular email address, put a subject, that publication of research article or publication of column, and just attach that piece along with a content. Then you will get to know, they will definitely revert back whether you, if you are getting published or not, that is something different, but they will revert back whether that is acceptable to them or not. For law blogs, you can use Oxford Human Rights blog. It is a top blog on human rights law. Oxford Business Law, it is a top blog on business law. These are some global blogs that law students can use actually. So just put them in Google, you will get to know about these blogs. Their editorial policy is very simple. You have to keep your articles confined to 700 words. These are some small articles. You have to write something which is backed by law, which is backed by reasons, and then you will get published. Then comes IPLeaders and blogs by different law institutions. Like in National Law University, there are some student run law blogs. You can get your blogs published there. And for research papers, articles, and case conducts, you can use the UGC care listed journals. And if you people have doubt as to how to get the UGC care listed journals, which are the journals which are actually uh, approved by UGC, then just type UGC care listed journals on Google. You will get a list, and only get published in those journals which have been approved by UGC. Because if you get published in paid publications, there are so many platforms which are giving paid publications. Do not go by them. Do not use your research. Do not waste your research in those paid publications. Only get published in unpaid publications and which are uh, enlisted by UGC Care journal list. That is all. We are we have come to the end. We can wrap up, but before wrapping up, I will take all of your questions. So I
Uh, so we'll start our question answer session. Our participants have raised their curiosity by asking some questions. So I
okay,
will read it out for you, and sir will answer them.
okay.
Okay. So just a moment. So one of the questions are, how do we balance conveying complex research findings like scientific discoveries or statistical analysis with what all techniques we can use to make the content accessible to a broader audience?
So if you are getting some data and scientific data, then you can use tools like there are certain tools in Google, sorry, in Microsoft Word, where you can. Uh, I will show you. Actually, I can show you in Word, where you can add some features that will be more convenient for you people. And just opening my Word. Just give me 1 minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So, uh, When you open Microsoft Word, you get all these options here. So go to the insert option. You can get all these features like pictures. If you want to add some pictures to your research to make it more scientific or more viable to the readers, then you can add some picture here. And if you want to add some steps, if you have some data which you want to source in rectangular form, you have some scientific data, if you want to store them in chats, you can use chats here. As far as I know, there is no restriction using all these features. You can use these features and it will be always uploaded by the uh, editorial board. So just use this feature, insert, add chat. So in these chats, you can present your scientific data. That will be helpful to you to present your data in a crisp manner and also in a scientific manner. And it will also be helpful to the audience or to the readers. They can get your point without reading paragraphs after paragraphs, but by just viewing this chat. It is quite simple and it is quite scientific. So I think that answers your question. If not, please tell me.
Okay, so this was the question by Rahul Sahu. He will just tell us if you got your answer. While that, we will move toward the next question.
Yes.
So Swadhi Bharati Mahapatra have asked, when I publish original content or reference others' work in a LinkedIn article, what copyright consideration should I be aware of, both in protecting my content and avoiding infringement?
Yes. So the most important thing when you get published, you must know that copy pasting or control plus C and control plus V features are not appreciated by the editorial boards. So always try to write something original. If you're trying to cite something without assigning the original author, without giving reference or giving credit to the original author, then there is a concern for copyright violation and you can also be prosecuted. Please do not take it lightly because in research publications, whenever you are getting published by widely read journals, widely read legal works, then possibilities there that the original authors will definitely view your article. And if you are trying to copy their contents, then there is a huge possibility that you will be prosecuted for copyright violation. So always try to keep your words limited to your intellect and always keep your words original. And then comes the second thing. If you are trying to quote something, like there is certain thing that has been written by a particular author in a research paper, you find that interesting and you find that relevant for your research, then you can use that. There is no bar to use that. But while using them, try to give credit to the original author by quoting them. Just put the quote marks. Whatever para you are using, use quote marks before that para and after that para. Keep a footnote, give a footnote and write wherever the original author has published. Put his name or her name and give the journal name. By using these methods, you can actually avoid copyright violations. And you can also avoid plagiarism concerns. I think that answers your question.
Okay, sir, they will tell us about their doubts meanwhile. So the next question by Dileshwar C. Rao. So he's asking, sir, what is the ideal limit of words for blog post and LinkedIn post?
Yes. Uh, as I have already said, there is no limit of words for LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you can publish as per your wish, but it is always advisable to keep your post as small as possible. So for LinkedIn post, I use 150 to 200 words maximum. You can also keep your posts in LinkedIn 150 to 200 words. And for blog post and columns, you can write up to 1500 words. That is the ideal word limit.
Okay, sir. The next question is by Dakshin. So he's asking, as a fresher, I find it hard to write an article or paper with my own words. I tend to
Mhm.
just copy paste from other related papers and chat GPT for some parts. How do you think people as freshers can improve their writing and analytical skills?
Yes, that is very important question, and the advice to that to improve your skills will be to read as much as possible. Always try to read original contents and original articles. Read newspapers. I will recommend you people to read newspapers, English newspapers like the Hindu, the Indian Express. Try to grasp the vocabulary and the writing pattern. Those are quite important. If you read the editorials of the newspapers like the Hindu and the Indian Express, you will get to know how and what is the quality that the editorial board expects of you. So always try to read as much as possible. And along with newspapers, you have to read a lot from the commentaries, legal commentaries. Like if you are reading something on constitutional law, try to read work of Dr. Durgadas Basu, D.D. Basu, and also of H.M. Sirvai. These are the authors which are given as precedents by their writings. So, whenever you read more and more, you will get more and more vocabulary. Your words will flow like water after reading a lot. So, original content writing is difficult because you are having difficulty in getting together your words. So that is the most difficult part. I know as a fresher law student, I had also faced that particular phase. But after writing and reading a lot, you will get used to it, and then you will get it fine. You will find it very simple to write original articles. Like on a daily basis, I used to find it very difficult to write even a paragraph originally. I also used to um, while participating in moot courts. I used to take paragraphs from books and from other authors, but that is not appreciable. But gradually, when I started writing for live law, I got an idea as to how to write their blogs, how to write research pieces, and how to write opinion pieces. So after reading a lot, I got that idea, and after writing a lot, I got that idea. So try to write and read as much as possible. You will gradually improve your skills. That is my advice.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is by Gautam. He's asking, can there be a combination of doctrinal and empirical research? Please explain with examples.
Yes, as I've already said, you can have a combination of doctrinal and empirical research. For example, if I am trying to study on the rights of transgender people, so for that research, I have to use library-based resources like books, treatises, articles. So I can get those resources from libraries. After reading those articles, I have to cite them. I have to put them in bibliography. Those are doctrinal parts. But after reading about those articles, I have to go to the field. I have to assess their original situation in the field. So if I go to them and interview them, I asked them questions whether you are getting benefits that have been provided under the Transgender People Protection Act of 2019. If I put them questions, get their answers, and analyze their responses, then that is empirical. So partly I am trying to read from articles and analyze the articles, and then in the next part, I am trying to get the field situation. So there is a combination of doctrinal and empirical research. You can get your research done by both the formats like doctrinal and empirical research. There is no restriction in using these methods in a combined manner.
Okay, sir. The next question is again by Swadhin Bharati Mahapatra. He's asking what types of publications are most accessible or open to student submissions, and how can we improve our chances of getting published?
Yes. So as a law student, I will uh, give you this suggestion. Try to get published by law platforms like LiveLearn and Bench. As a student, I struggled a lot to get published in these platforms. I have written 20 or 30 articles, those have been rejected. After getting rejected for 20 or 30 times, my article was lastly uh, accepted by the editorial board. And not only it was accepted, but I was given a job offer by the library. So if you write more and more, if you refine your research skills, and if you refine your writing standards, then there is a possibility of getting improved. So how to improve them? As I already said, read a lot. Read the pieces which have been published by different authors, different renowned authors, like Mr. Gautam Bhatia. You people must be knowing he's a legal scholar. He writes a lot of books. He writes a lot of editorials for different newspapers. Read Mr. Abhinav Chandrachud, the son of Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud. He writes a lot on newspapers in opinion pieces. Also read Mr. Surit Vatsasarathi. These are the legal legends who have given us the examples of writing standards. So by reading them, you will get to know how to write properly. And as your question was, where to get published, always try to get published by uh, platforms like Livelong and Bar and Bench as a student. And as a researcher, you can also get published by UGC care listed journals, and also the journals run by national law universities like NLSIU, Mangalore Journal, the NLUJ Journal, and NLUJA Journal, NUJS Journal. So as a researcher, you can get published in those journals. You can also try your hand as a student to get published in those journals, but possibilities are bleak. But you can try to get published by Lifelong and newspaper articles, newspaper opinion pieces. Try to send your articles to Lifelong, Baran Bench, The Hindu, the Indian Express. And if you are also a pro in writing in your regional languages like Odia, I often write in Odia language. So I try to approach the prominent newspapers like the Samaj, the Sambadaka publication. You can also, if you are a pro in writing your own regional language, you can also try to find out the most popular newspapers and email them your writings and also get published.
I hope she got her answer. So the next question is again by Rahul Sahu. He's asking, how do we balance conveying complex research findings with making the content accessible to a broader audience?
I think I didn't get his question. Please repeat the question.
Sorry, sir. Uh,
I didn't get this question. Okay, please repeat. Kindly repeat.
okay, sir. He's asking, how do we balance conveying complex research findings with making the content accessible to a broader audience?
Okay, so try to simplify your research. Uh, Always try to write whatever you are researching that is not relevant to your audience. You are putting on a lot of efforts in reading research papers, in reading books. I read thousands of books before getting published in a simple blog, but that is not relevant for my audience. So always try to put your opinions, put your research in simple words, in simple sentences. So whatever oblique thing you are getting, or whatever scientific or uh, classified things you are getting in your research, that is not relevant for your audience. To be relevant among your audience, you have to be simple. Use always the simple words, simplest of words. Don't use synonyms. Don't go to the Google to find out the synonyms and get the hardest of the words for your research paper. That is not advisable at all. The editorial policies do not appreciate those words. Those things look classic, but that is actually not classic for editorial boards. So be simple. That is the formula. Put your words in simple sentences. Whatever your finding is that is relevant, always try to put your words, put your findings in simple sentences and words. That is the formula for getting published and also being relevant among your audience or readers.
Okay, so the next question is by Pooja Patel, who is asking, without login, can we use SSC online website?
Okay. So as I already said, SCC Online is a paid platform. you can ignore that platform for the moment. You can use platforms like DGSCR or Indian Kernel for your research, and you can also get the High Court judgment from their respective websites.
Okay, sir. The next question is by Bhavya Braid. He's asking, could you please do the same with Manupatra and Nexus Advance? I think he's asking it while you were showing.
I would have
So,
loved to do that, but unfortunately, I do not have a subscription of Monopatra and Nexus. So for the timing, I cannot do that. But I will definitely love to do that if we arrange another session. And if I have access by that time, then I can also do that.
sure, sir. The next question is by Jayasmita Das. She's asking, can we access to SSC online without registration? We have already
No, no,
answered
no.
that.
That is a subscription based, so you cannot use that.
She's also asking and also suggests some research techniques for white collar crimes.
White collar crimes, you can get those research articles from Google Scholar. I will give you a simple advice. Go to Google Scholar, put white color in the search section. You will get a number of articles from that. There is no other thing. And if you want to get some case laws on that particular topic, then go to Indian Kernel. You will get a lot of cases from High Courts and Supreme Court. Google Scholar and Indian Kernel. Like using them in a combined manner, you will get the relevant articles and case laws.
So Pooja Patel is asking, is there any feedback link for certificate?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
It's even I didn't. It's just written that is there any feedback link for certificate?
Okay, I didn't understand. If you can put put it in simple words, then I can understand, Miss Pooja.
Pooja,
Let it, Pallavi, let it.
okay, bye. So Surendra Singh Bharti have asked, recently the UGC care list have been discontinued. Is it correct? And if yes, then how to judge the perfect journal for our research?
Okay, I also got a news article where it is said that UGC list journal uh, have been scrapped, but I also do not know the entire position currently. I haven't dealt upon that particular aspect. But if the list has been scrapped, then you can just adjust your journals uh, by verifying their standards. Like I know the journals published by National Law Universities and Indian Law Institute and some top legal institutions, even private legal institutions like Nirma Law Review. These are some very acclaimed journals in legal academia. So, for example, if you do not have the UGC care list for the time being, you just go by the NLU journals, the journals published by the NLUs like WB, NUJS journal and NLSIU journal, NLUJ journal. Try to get published by the National Law University journals and Indian Law Institute journals.
Okay, so with that, we are closing our session. Thank you, Jyoti sir, for an enlightening and engaging session. We also extend our sincere gratitude to all the participants for your time and attention. Your presence made this inaugural webinar truly special. This is just the beginning. We at LIS Predators look forward to bringing you more impactful session in days ahead. Thank you again. To everybody, you are free to leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It was a
Jyoti.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.